Hey there! Have you ever thought to yourself, why can't my camera just move itself? Wouldn't it be nice if it could just pan left and right and then rotate on its own without me ever having to touch it? That's exactly what popped into my head about a month ago. So naturally I did what any normal person would do, and I went online to see if something like it already exists. Yeah, those prices weren't going to work for me, so I decided to spend more time and more money and just make my own. Because why not? Over the past few months, I've been itching to create some long-form content, and this project seemed like the perfect opportunity to document one of my personal builds. And what better way to start than by making a videography gadget? In this video, I'll walk you through the process of designing my motorized camera slider and showcase some of its features and capabilities. The first step in any of my projects is to figure out what exactly is it that I'm trying to build. For me, this usually turns into making a list of hilariously ambitious design goals. For this project, I knew that I wanted the device to move the camera in two specific ways, panning left and right and rotating a full 360 degrees. Initially, I considered adding tilt functionality, but the added complexity didn't seem worth it for the types of shots that I actually wanted to achieve. I also wanted the design to have a sleek and professional look, so I spent some time browsing stock footage and other online examples for some inspiration. Then I had to figure out how the mechanical, electrical, and software components are going to work together. Based on some quick calculations, or lack thereof, I picked some motors that seemed plenty strong for the task. Stepper motors are great for projects like this because they're incredibly simple in nature, and with a little bit of fine-tuning can be controlled very precisely and repeatably without needing to worry about encoders for accurate positioning. For the design process, I used Fusion 360, which is my go-to CAD software. I've also been using my new Bamboo Labs A1 3D printer, which has been an absolute game changer for rapid prototyping. And trust me, there was a lot of prototyping. My design combines 3D printed parts with components I already had lying around, like stepper motors and linear rods that were generously donated from an old 3D printer. If we look at the design as a whole, it's comprised of three main parts: the electronics package, which houses all of the electrical connections necessary to control the whole thing, the linear stage, which pans the camera left and right, and the rotary stage, which can spin the camera indefinitely. Inside the electronics packaging, you can see the main stepper motor for driving the linear stage, as well as the Arduino and CNC shield on top of it. You can also get a glimpse of my half-decent attempt at organized cable management. This primary stepper motor is in charge of the linear axis movement, and pulls the rotary stage back and forth through a belt and pulley system. On the opposite side, I included a simple mechanism to tighten and loosen the timing belt through the use of this turn knob. The rotary stage is made up of another stepper motor which drives a rotation mechanism assembly. This assembly sandwiches two bearings and a rotary coupler connected to the motor output shaft. This is adjustable and allows me to mount either a GoPro mount or an iPhone mount. To power everything, I added a barrel jack connection with a 12-volt wall power supply. I even threw in a power switch for an emergency stop, and truthfully just to make it look slightly more professional. For the brains of the operation, the Arduino inside is running Gerbil. If you're not familiar, Gerbil is an open source firmware that translates this thing called G-code into stepper motor signals. It's lightweight and it's perfect for controlling two motors simultaneously. Initially, I controlled the device using a software called Universal G-Code Center. But I guess I just had too much free time, so I decided to make my own Python app. This custom app lets me send commands to the Arduino over USB, making it super easy to design custom shot sequences for the device. I can control the speed of a predefined set of movements, including panning left and right, rotating clockwise and counterclockwise, and a combination of the two. I can also add pauses between actions, as well as visualize the current planned step in real time. So with everything fully assembled and operational, it was time to test out some of the shots that I could take. This project has been an exciting start to what I hope to be a long list of videos to come. I've been designing and making things of my own ever since I was young, and I figured this was a really good opportunity to start trying to showcase that to some other people. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of my personal builds, then stick around. There's plenty more to come.